Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Club DJ Teams panel. We're going to talk about our experiences preparing for Furality, Umbra, and challenges we've overcome. Later on, we'll open up for Q&A and let you all open up for some discussions. And there's also a Q&A channel open in the Discord. That'll be open all week. So feel free to drop anything in there at any time. So today, with us, if y'all want to introduce yourself, I have the team.
Hi, I'm Valent. I'm the club director.
Hi, I'm Dutch.
And I'm Kale.
Cool. We've got Fuji as well.
Oh, hi. I'm
Razor.
Fujimaru Husky.
All right, so we got everyone here. It's good to see you all. We got a couple in the audience as well. Friendly faces. How y'all doing? What's up?
Let's go.
This is not going to be a super formal panel. This is an informal kind of just discussion, so just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, and like... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
See,
this is how casual it is.
We just want to sort of shed the light on just a few things that we want to touch up on. We've got like a table of contents that you guys can see. Generally just talking about introductions, how we process our applications, and maybe dive into genres, I'd say. Just a few questions here and there that we have really just seen during our selections, and we've been thinking hard about it. And then, yeah, we'll, again, open up for Q&A, but you guys are free to really put your questions in right now in the Discord channel. But yeah, let's take a look at what we're gonna
we'll address
really
those questions at the end. We got a little bit of time for Q&A.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing that we're really focused on is to generally just have, at Furality, we're generally just committed to creating a transparent and unbiased judging process for all our applicants. No matter if you're really from one universe to the other. And for Club Fin, it's what we want the entire judging process to be the best it can really be. We can discuss those improvements and we'll share some thoughts. And then, of course, just on our slide, just a little quote that we have. Generally, just being committed to keeping that transparency to the very top. We generally just want to focus on that for the most part. Cool. So let's talk about our judging tool.
I got it.
Would someone like? Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. So Furality receives quite a few applications during our application process. There was, I'll state, quite a few, over 200 this year. It's a lot of applications to go through. This team that you see in front of you spends about a month and a half to almost 2 months reviewing those applications, right? It's a very big process, and they do listen to each application, right? Our process is merit-based, right, as best as we can, right? It doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter who you know, right? It's what does your application sound like, your demo, right? And so to help us with this process, we actually at Furality, the DevOps team has created a custom judging tool. It's really cool. It allows us to get high quality mixes directly from the DJs, the applicants. They don't have to use Mixcloud. They don't have to use SoundCloud. You know, the quality on those services isn't very high. Mixcloud, you got to pay to have more than 10. It's just a lot cleaner to use this tool. Also, you can't rewind on Mixcloud unless you pay for it too. That was kind of painful too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Another big thing is also, you know, we like to do our judging completely blind, and you can't really do that if you're going to one of those websites and looking at somebody's mix, because obviously their name is all over it. So that kind of gives it away a little bit. So through this tool, we're able to just get literally a waveform, completely anonymize it, and you don't even have that problem anymore.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. So the only thing that the judges can see from the applications is a slug, which is basically just a randomly generated name, just to allow judges to find that set more easily. The genre and the BPM, just so that they could have a sense of, you know, which judge would like to, you know, pick up which demo, right?
Yeah. Purely on like a choice basis, really. We're not really focusing on. We've all got our main genres, like, you know, Val and I do drum and bass. Ray's is focused into dubstep and trap, that sort of thing. But we can generally just figure out who wants to really put their sort of focus in terms of genres. So just taking a look at the next slide. Let's talk about what our process is like. So when you guys do send in applications, we tend to find that sorry. So when you guys send in applications, obviously you generally send in your demo plus the name and genre, and we go through that generally quickly to try and make out our selection, which when we're completed with judging, we generally just look at the genre distribution as a whole, which is something really cool to see. I think this year we had about 200 applicants. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, bit over 200.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
yeah, and
generally just informs it all.
We'll talk about those actually genre distributions in a bit here. We want to share some data with you later on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And to shine some more light on that, as you know, as the person who is typically taking head on actually building that lineup towards the end of it, you know, we look at the genre distribution of applicants that are selected, and also what is applied with, so we kind of know, you know, where the demand is, where the popular genres are, where the popular sounds are, and kind of set up the club lineup to reflect that. And it's kind of just a big balancing act for such a huge event, but we try to be accessible and show as many different genres and types of sounds as we possibly can. We don't like just having a whole bunch of one sound, so it's huge for us to be as diverse as possible.
Cool. Anyone else want to touch up on it? Or are we ready for the next one?
I'm
You covered everything I wanted to cover.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our new rule that we implemented. It's our 2 on, 1 off. Generally, from what we've seen is that in the past Furality conventions that we have, we sort of allow for DJs to play as many times as we want. And it's a case of figuring out how do we really bring new people to the club? How do we give people opportunities to really focus, to really showcase a new style, or maybe a new way, new method to bring the crowd together.
And
overall,
if I may, there's a big challenge too because there's a feedback loop in this whole process, right? Because as a DJ, DJs they play more events. You know, they establish, they have more experience, right? They become more established, and so because of that, they can get more events in the future, and it just becomes this positive feedback loop. And don't get me wrong, there's a reason why the DJs that you see that have come to, you know, back to Furality so many times are there. They're amazing. But at the end of the day, we had a very long discussion about this amongst ourselves about like who really defines what Club Fin is, right? Is it, I mean, those high caliber DJs absolutely do, but as part of our goals for Club Fin, we would like everybody to define the club. We want all the DJs to. So we wanted to give more opportunities for DJs to be able, you know, to get on the stage, and that was the spirit of the rule. So I know that it's frustrating to not see crowd favorites. Believe me, we've heard that from people, and we knew that. Yeah. We hear that, and we we completely knew. We know, we hear you, but we want to encourage everybody at Furality to, you know, show their support and their love for our DJs. Trust me, they're amazing. Club's going to open up pretty soon here. They're all incredible, and they're worth checking out.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, thanks for letting me take that.
No, you're
No, it's
totally
all good.
fine. We love yapping. We generally just really want to focus on really showcasing you guys as a bunch, the DJs in general. Which in this case, we want to have a look at what our applications over time was. All right, fun stuff now. We all love grass, don't we? Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look behind me so that I can. I'm sorry, the text is pretty small in front. I'm gonna look behind me, but this is a graph of attendance. I'm sorry, applications over time. This is the entire application period for Furality Umbra. On the x-axis at the bottom, that's the day, and on the y-axis to the left, that's the total number of applications. So you could see that at the beginning there, like on the first few days, there was a big jump. There was then a point where it tapered off, and then it started to grow exponentially again. There's a couple things that we wanted to point out here as well. We did some social media promotions just to remind DJs that, hey, we're we're showing, apply here, right? We're here, get your application in. Razor did a really, really cool Christmas carol. It was all in rhyme for Christmas time. It was awesome. Special thanks to Stitch for helping us write that.
That was great. That was great.
It was. And in fact, here's some more descriptions about those two major things. And then on January 10th, VR Chat reposted our closing announcement on Blue Sky, and that's actually when the applications skyrocketed. It went from linear to exponential. It was a little insane. Yeah, everybody in
we
this
thought we were
room
doing
starts
great.
sweating. Yep.
We thought we were ahead of the game. We thought we were gonna get out, easy. We had it all taken care of. We had everything judged, and then that happened, and suddenly 50 more applications just jumped on us.
We really just hit that panic button. Oh man.
It's cool to see, though.
For sure.
Yeah, but something that's really cool to see in general. Just through all these posts that we've had, we've received about 92,000 impressions over on Twitter. That's a huge number just for us to put out a few videos to really sort of push that our applications and at least get more people into this into Club Fin. But 120,000 total impressions over all our social media accounts. That's like Blue Sky, Twitter. I don't believe Mastodon. I don't know if we still use that.
I forgot.
Yes. But social media in general, what a way to sort of network yourself.
No, for sure. Definitely, two of the things that we learned about that, promote yourself on socials for, whatever event you may be putting on. And remind people that you are, that your event is closing, and also leave it open for a good bit of time. We were open during the holidays, and that kind of helped us, people to take their time in their applications, right? Those were takeaways.
Yeah. And as you guys can see, we've generally just got a quick little fun thing that we sort of built together. And it's just showcasing where our applicants really come from. Obviously, well, it being an American con, we're going to see huge numbers from United States. But we've also got others like Australia, Canada, Great Britain, those sort of areas that are starting to sort of expand out, which is really cool to see. And we've also got those, I wouldn't say 1%, but other countries that, we don't often see on Club Fin. It's something really sweet to just experience and sort of collect our data from.
Yeah, for sure. And like Linksy said, we're predominantly an English-speaking convention, right? We are global in the sense that anyone in the world can attend. But what you're starting to see now, something that we've been trying to do, is to get more DJs involved in countries that may not be like predominantly English-speaking. For instance, we do have a DJ this time that is not a native English speaker.
Oh
you should check him out. Yeah, DJ Aaron Wolf. They're playing
yes.
Hard House. They're actually playing later today, so definitely check them out. It's an awesome
I'm
take
excited for that one.
on the genre. Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. It's really cool. So yeah, no, stay tuned more for that, and we're just going to continue to try to be as accessible as we possibly can. You know, regardless of language or country, really, because like, you know, we love music, and you know, we all know furries we're everywhere. So
Yeah. Well, we
Oh, yeah.
get an opportunity that a lot of in-person cons don't really get to hit the global furry community all at once and be that accessible. So this chart is, you know, resemblant of a lot of furries in a group that you wouldn't be able to make a chart like this if you looked at applications for one of the US cons or one of the European cons or something like that. This is a lot more holistic. You know, obviously it's only the furry fandom that's online doing VR chat who's aware of this, but it's a huge pool, so it's really cool to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'll push it.
Yes.
This is
I wanna push the
a chart.
button.
Oh, you want to push
A
it?
chart we all want to see. A chart we all
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah,
Yes.
let me asterisk this chart with this list is not exhaustive. This is not every single genre that was listed in the applications. What we did is we took the genre label in the application and we tried to consolidate them, like drum ampersand bass and drum in the letter N bass and drum AND bass. We took all of those and we consolidated them together to get this chart. But that too is not totally exhaustive. So if you don't see a genre on this page that you submitted with, then we just ran out of space on the page, right? But yeah, there were some surprises this year. Normally, drum and bass is probably like the fourth most submitted category. It's number 2 this time. Oh my goodness. We try to inform the lineup with this information, and that's usually why you will see more house related genres than others, because of this. And we understand too that this is not a perfect approximation of genre popularity. But if there's any feedback, any interesting suggestions, please let us know on ways that we can kind of gauge genre breakdown, right? So I'll give you an example. There's a reason why we usually do not have, well, yeah, I don't think we've ever had more than one metal DJ. Well, it's because of this this breakdown, right? The 3% versus, say, you know, dubstep at an 11%. However, hardstyle's been a pretty popular genre ever since the beginning, so there's always been at least 2 genres in each lineup because of that.
2 slots, yeah, of hardstyle.
Yeah. Did I miss anything? Did I cover everything?
I think that's it on
yeah,
that slide.
Perfect.
Okay,
We can move on.
Mm,
go for
Yeah.
it. I pushed the button already. There we go. Oh. Go ahead. Do you want to go for it?
Oh, no,
Oh, you
you
want
go.
me to? All right. So,
Oh, yeah.
so we want to, we recognize that, like, we're in this, we want to be careful because we're not the genre police, right? It's not our place to tell DJs what to play, right? And sometimes we've heard that, right? Like DJs have come to us and said, "Hey, what should I play?" And it's like, hold on, step back. That's not. We don't think that that's the question that we should be answering, because that puts us in a place to kind of interpret what the fandom should perform as, right? But that's not how this works, right? That's not how any of this works, right? We're here to represent the fandom, to our attendees with with the amazing talents of the fandom, right? This club is meant for you. So in light of that, it's like, show us what you love to play, right? Don't just don't play some obscure genre because you'll think it'll improve your chance to play based on that chart. In fact, we talked about that before about even showing that chart, because we didn't want to tell people, oh, don't play house. That's not what we want to do, right? So we want to hear what makes you through your music, right? And
Yeah, for
because of that, we've heard some really cool genres that we would have never really even thought about. There's a few on here, right? Dariacore, Gabber, Playatech are some ones, right? I had never even heard of Dariacore before, and it was actually, I think it was Luma, but Niku applied, and I had never heard that kind of music before, and I'm like, whoa, this is sick. Okay, this is awesome. If we had kept a closed perspective on what genre should be, I don't think that we would have had that experience ever, and then we wouldn't have been able to represent that genre in the club. Same with Gabber. Gabber is super harsh. But at the same time, it's a really you could do some really cool things with it. I'll call out Dutch SpongeBob with just the most ridiculous metallic kick. That was so sick.
That fucking cracked me up. That fucking cracked me up.
That's so good.
That was so good.
Oh
It was
my
so
God.
good. Oh man. But yeah, I want to emphasize that we don't want to leave the fandom with the impression that we're here to try to tell people, oh, play house, or oh, play drum and bass. Don't cater it to me because you think I'm a judge, right? Show who you are, right? Show us what you've got, right? That's what we want it to be about, because we understand that DJs want to play on the stage, absolutely, right? But the unfortunate fact is that it's such a popular stage to play on, right? Over 200 applicants, and we have 24 DJs on our main lineup. I think we've said quite a few times, right? It's easier to get into some colleges than it is to get into this lineup, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
I wish that we could, there's some really cool things that we could try. If you have any ideas for that, please let us know in the Discord. We'd love to converse with you about those ideas for sure. I've been doing a lot of talking. Anyone want to add anything?
No, we just love your voice. That's all.
We can go to the next panel. I think we covered this one pretty
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, the next slide. All right. Lexi, you want to take this one?
Yeah, go
And
for
then we're
it.
jonesing.
Oh man, I've been stretching my legs. I've been getting ready. Generally, it's just a place of, well, when we're talking about Club Finn, we're trying to figure out we're trying to figure out for attendees and DJs in general, what's the best way for attendees to really connect to what they really want to hear. For instance, we might have someone who's really into metal, but maybe not electro swing. We can't program anyone to really like or dislike. We're not forcing people to really come to the club and listen to Oops all hardcore or Oops all house. We also think about generally something that we find hard to really judge is playing to a vibe versus playing as a performance. And it's something that most DJs come into every once in a while. And as genres in general are very tight knit together, it can be a constraining factor to a DJ. So generally, we keep our selections to, well, we keep our main genres to 1 or 2. But we're still allowing for DJs to play to whatever style that they want. And we're trying to find ways around this as well. Typically, a DJ, when they apply for Club Fin, they can already type any genre into the genre field. It's simply a plain text field. It's nothing serious. It's not something that you're tied up.
You're not making a contract with us, yeah?
Yes. You're not going to jail. You're not going to furry jail as soon as you break that. And it's a benefit for DJs like that who want to play to a vibe. But the disadvantage as well, it can be difficult for attendees to really understand what the DJ is playing, especially if they're playing from one genre and then switching over instantly to another one, or maybe another 2, 3. Who knows?
Right. Those two things are at play.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like you want, on one hand, we want to provide an experience for our attendees, right? And we want them to be able. We've gotten a lot of feedback from attendees that having genres on the schedule is a very convenient thing for them, right? Because as Linksy said, right, if you're in a metal, you may not be into like or chill house. If you're in an electro swing, you might not be in a metal, right? But at the same time, we've heard, DJs that have told us, "Hey, I don't want to be constrained to a genre," just like you said, right? So we're exploring the balance between those two ideas, right? And we definitely want to encourage if any of y'all have any feedback towards that, definitely let us know in the Discord discussion / Q&A as well, because we'd love to get feedback. We're working. This is an iterative process, right? We don't have all the answers. We're talking about these things, quite frequently about where we want to take the club. We're trying to get aligned on those main principles. The transparency. Everyone defines the club, and then figure out what rules to create that help bolster, boost the community up. That's the goal here. That's the goal.
Yeah, if I can chime in. I mean, the community is the main focus of everything here. Like, the reason that we do this, the reason that we have the DJs that we do, and that we want to foster the community, and we want to build new DJs up, and we want to give them a platform to show people what they've been working on, and give them a spot to do that. And so we've been able to successfully do that, and we want to continue to do that. But with the topic of genre, I mean, if I'm being honest, genres are a little bit of a lie. Like, there's genres, but
Yes.
like,
Oh yeah.
if genres disappeared and everyone forgot what genres were, or the word genre, I think we'd probably be okay. You would just have to go listen with your ears and kind of just decide, do I like something or do I not like something? It doesn't have to really have a title to it, or a tag or a label on it. So that's the one extreme is, hey, let's not put genres on the schedule, and let's maybe have a bio for a DJ and let them explain their sound in descriptive words that aren't just a specific, this is I play drum and bass, and then they feel like they have to play drum and bass because they're expected to play drum and bass by everyone who sees their poster. So a lot of the great DJs will mix tons of different genres into their set, but it's the skills of how they do it that's the important part. And I think that the DJs that we put on our stage are all very skillful, and whatever they're going to play, they're going to do it in a way that introduces that genre to the audience in like a clean kind of build up way. So you might not know that you like a genre, and the way a DJ does it, suddenly you're going to be like, what was that? I've never heard that before. And then they're like, oh, I guess I like this. I didn't think I liked this, but they showed me, oh wow, yeah, I guess I do. That's happened to me before, at least.
Reminder too, if you do have questions, definitely go in our Discord under the Q&A section. It should be near the bottom of the list as well if you've, again, got feedback for us or questions.
Y'all good for the next slide?
I had one more thing to say about... Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm getting ahead.
No,
right.
I'm
sorry.
Hold on. All right.
All right. So, in summary, yeah, the community is thriving, and that is wonderful to see. The DJ meetup was like an hour before this this panel. It was really cool to go in there and just see how many DJs there are. There's the community is thriving. That is awesome to see. We love seeing so many VR DJs like thrive here in VR. We're also seeing them make their way to in-person cons, and we're really proud of the fact that
I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not sorry to coordinators at IRL cons. Like, I mean, they're coming. They the DJs are coming. They want slots. So yeah, but so that's wonderful because we don't think DJing should be a closed like community ever. It should be open. It should be a welcoming community, right? And we love seeing all the DJs doing that. And I've had the opportunity to see a lot of DJs grow in the fandom as well. So I absolutely love seeing. That's all I personally ever wanted.
Yeah. I mean, could I just chime in on that and say,
go for it.
Literally, the community of DJs and people interested in DJing and people that go to the clubs in VR chat weekly, monthly, you guys know who you are. You see us around there all the time. We see you guys. We're all entrenched in it 100% of the time, and it's just such a positive and uplifting community. Like the coolest thing I've ever freaking seen personally. And I just my heart goes out to everybody who's a part of that encourages and lifts each other up, and that's the reason why a lot of us are here today, and people after you are going to be here. So keep that up.
Next up, we're really we see the community, the DJ community, like taking heed of our feedback, and we love to see that too. I completely forgot to mention this earlier. We put out, I believe, an 11-minute judging criteria video when we opened applications. I mean, huge shout out to the entire team for helping out with that. A lot of the voices that you heard in that video were, well, all of us from us on the team. And special thanks to Aloe for helping with some editing, and for Aurora for helping us promote those on socials. One of the things that we said in that video several times was to take your time in your application, and we absolutely saw that, because, you know, there's always going to be a bump at the beginning of people applying as soon as applications open, but it's almost a flat line all the way till like 2 weeks before applications closed, when we got retweeted by VR chat. So it's wonderful to see that. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos, watch the content, see our social posts. Thank you. Linksy, you want to take the last one?
Ooh,
on there?
Yeah. It's like, just one thing that we really have to mention is that, again, we're seeing a lot of new faces, and the fact that 79% of our lineup this year at Furality Umbra and they've never really played before means something. And it generally, in that sense, it is our rule of 2 on 1 off is definitely working. And it's also interesting to see that, the past performers that we've always seen before, the people that we really sort of crave for, from Aqua and Silver, really had actually decided to form up for back-to-backs, and that's something that we would love to see more, actually. We love seeing all these single performances, but when you bring back-to-backs together into a club like this, oh man, think of the magic that could actually happen.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I've seen another event with a lot of B2Bs before, and it was crazy.
Yes.
Insane. It's more back-to-backs than I've ever seen on a roster. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was Waterwolf Cyberpunk,
Yeah, it was
right?
Waterwolf.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk. That was an awesome event.
Ridiculously cool. Yeah. We're playing with ways to try to encourage back-to-backs in the rules. We kind of are trying to figure out like a ruling system that encourages back-to-backs. We're playing with incorporating that into the 2 on 1 off and like the consequences of that. So we said, right, it's a 2 on 1 off rule. So if you've played the last 2 Furality events, you can't play the next one, but if you do want to, you can back-to-back with someone who is eligible, right, who's not ineligible because of 2 on 1 off. So that way you bring more people into the club. But we started to put those rules, we literally made a grid. And we started putting, like, if A does this and B does this, then this happens. So it gets really complicated really fast. So we're still working through that, but we'll more to come on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And lastly, on the 2 on 1 off is, yes, we have tons of new faces this year. Not entirely only because the 2 on 1 off rule, they are absolutely about to crush Club Fin. They are about to blow the roof off of that place. So seriously, get there as soon as it opens up. But as excited as I am for this year with all the new faces and seeing all the new talent and the new sounds, next year is going to be crazy because all of those people who may not have been eligible this year are going to be coming back, and it's going to be a real good time to see who makes it to Club Fin next year. It's going to be absolutely top notch.
And let me add one more. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just to make something funny. It just reminds me of like Avengers War, where you've got all these new faces coming in, and then also old people returning. It's funny to see like a big fight scene's
Old
about
people.
to happen.
You don't gotta call me out.
Yeah,
like that.
old. Yeah, same.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh.
I can admit it. It's fine. It's fine. My back hurts. I wanted to make one more note too. This popped in my mind too. So like we want to emphasize that this is the process that we are converging on, you know, our 2-on-1 off rule and so forth, because we have an overwhelming number of applications, right? We're not saying that every event should do it this way. But because it's so competitive, and because we want we want as many DJs as possible to help define what the club is, this is why we've decided to implement that rule. So, but we're not saying, you know, oh, if you've got an event, you should do 2-on-1 off. No, don't worry about it. You know, take a look at your situation and see if those kinds of rules will benefit your event. Cool.
That's the next slide.
Let's talk about the next
Yes.
thing.
There's a few
Ooh.
things. Yeah.
We had to use that
Um,
picture in
Wow.
particular.
Yeah.
What is going
Of course.
on?
It's a
my
great
God.
picture. We found a rover out there, I guess. We were just chilling.
God, I wish that were me.
So in summary, we want to continue. We want to make sure that we continue to listen to that feedback. You know, we want to continue to basically, you know, follow this path and make Club Fin the best it can be for you. You know, right? The DJs, and by you I mean the DJs and our attendees alike, and really the fandom as a whole, right? Because we want to represent, we want to put the best foot forward of the fandom, right? Furries know music, right? It's awesome. And the last thing too is that apologies on this. We didn't, and sorry, DevOps, we need to talk about this, but we didn't send confirmation emails out when you applied. Our bad, my bad, because it's really difficult to know if you applied or not unless you had some kind of receipt that you did that. So we'll definitely for sure take a look at doing that next round. And finally, sometimes the messaging in our emails is not very clear. We sincerely apologize for that. We'll clean that up, and we'll do better next time as well, right? We want our messaging to be very clear about a rejection is not a statement of your value or your worth as a DJ. It is not. All it is a statement that we're sorry we didn't have enough space to give you a slot because our event is so competitive. Cool.
I have a thing. I have a thing
yes.
for that. A
Yes,
thing.
yes.
So, hi, I'm Fujimaru Husky. I'm the one they beat on all the time. Please call the ASPCA.
Wow.
No, if you do happen to feel bad that you didn't make it, one thing I like to do, because I do apply frequently for cons and stuff, and I do get the no. If I feel bad, that means I wanted it for a reason. I thought that I had a sound that people would like to hear, and that just means I go back to the lab and try again. and say, okay, what can I improve on? Okay, I can do this again. Oh, this particular effect is great. This particular effect, oh, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? Let's not do that effect again. But different things like that. So if you do get rejected and you do feel kind of bad about it, it's not necessarily a bad thing to feel bad, because that, again, that means that you care about this. This is something that you want to do. It's important to you, and that's great, and that's something that you should walk away with. Also, you threw your hat in a ring with something that's this competitive. That takes bollocks or chutzpah, whichever bravery word you prefer.
It's definitely a vulnerable thing to do as a creative person, putting yourself out there with your artistry or your work or what you're creating. So we appreciate you doing that, and know the weight it takes to, emotionally deal with, being accepted or not accepted. It's a hot spot to be in either way, and there's a lot of emotions involved, and we totally get it. So thank you for taking the time to apply and be a part of this with us.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And
Now,
because I'm going to add one more thing to that. It's I did say earlier that, that all the DJs define what the club is. That's not just the ones that got accepted. It's everybody, right? We see those numbers. We see what we try to encourage everybody to to do the best they can to to work on their technique, to to just not give up, right? So I guess what I'm saying is that you all matter. Everybody does. All right, that's
the
it.
next slide here.
We did it. We made it to Q&A.
right.
I almost said
We
QA.
made it to Q&A.
Well, sure, it's Q&A.
that's what I'm talking about.
Thanks for attending our presentation. We do hope you found it somewhat informative or funny or entertaining at the very least. Yeah, we look forward to hearing all your demos in the future. But yeah, if you guys have any questions in the Discord for us, we got a couple minutes we can answer.
Yeah, and if we can't get to it in the panel, we'll definitely look at it afterwards, and we'll be answering it there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Personally, I just want to say thank you to all these amazing people who put on such an amazing show for everyone. So much effort goes into everything. I mean, everyone for Furality does so much effort, but a lot of effort comes from these people.
Oh, yeah.
While we don't have too much time to do a Q&A, the Q&A will be open throughout the entire convention until the closing ceremonies on the Discord in the Furality server. If you aren't able to place anything in there afterwards, you could probably just message them. But that will be open from today,
around.
tomorrow, day after. But they will be in there keeping up on it. They'll be answering any questions. And while we don't have any time for our panel right now, that will be open for the entirety of the convention.
Please send me questions on
Awesome.
Discord. I'm lonely.
Yes.
Oh no!
We need
Be careful
people
what
to
you wish
talk
for.
to.
We'll definitely be out there in Club Fin with you all, so definitely see you guys on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Thank you guys for
Club
everything.
Fin.
Yeah. Soon.
You
Very
guys
soon.
did such an amazing job, and I'm so excited to see how the Furality Club happens this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're very excited for it.
Get pumped, people.
Let's go.